In the metals market today, copper was essentially exactly unchanged. Copper was actually a perfect defining commodity for the entire stretch of markets today. Even though equities were a little bit higher, metals were basically flat, gold and silver were slightly lower, industrial metals slightly higher, except for copper, which was basically flat. When you looked at the range in copper, it was tight. It opened, went lower, went higher, and then ended up at the exact same spot that it opened at. And the reason I say it's very much a defining commodity today, for that slight reason that we saw equities a little bit higher, is it seemed like a hedging market. Almost as if people who are actually going to use copper in construction going forward were taking both sides of the trade, hedging on the sell side, hedging on the buy side. Volume, despite the tight range, was the highest in the last 4 days, and we've had much more movement in the equities than we had today, much more movement in the currencies than we had today, but volume today on copper was actually decent. That again is one of the reasons why it seems like this might have been hedgers, and that gives you kind of a slight positive. Again, it's 1 day, it's a very small data set, but when you see that kind of volume and you see us end up essentially unchanged, that is generally hedging, and it's generally hedging from large institutions who might actually use copper in construction or sell copper to institutions that might use it in construction and hedge those particular transactions. Dollar strength continues. Dollar's been up 6 of the last 9 days. That keeps a little bit of a weight on copper, and overall copper is still in a bear trend, although it's flattened out a little bit over the last 2 or 3 days. But the dollar strength, definitely not friendly to commodities, especially industrial commodities, but it seemed to affect gold and silver more than it did copper today. Again, copper unchanged, very much a quiet day. Copper on a price change basis, quiet as well.